Alright, I think we should be good. So, anyways, we're gonna play Spider Man, but couple of things. So, when I was digging for my copy of Spider Man, I noticed some of the factory ceiling sticker is still on the front of my case, and I of the game, and I never noticed that.
Wow. So you just had some factory ceiling left over.
Yeah, because PS1 games would have like a sticker on the top that was used to seal it.
Hmm.
And well, Spider-Man on PS1 was one of the last PS1 games I got brand new. And there's only one more thing I wanted to show. That is what the original Resident Evil Longbox version save file looks like. Just a blank icon. It's not red and it doesn't move. Like unlike the director's cut.
Weird.
Okay. So now Spider-Man's inside, so we just have to get it to load. Can you see the stream
Mhm.
okay?
Yeah, I could see the stream. I just
And
forget about the weird purple bubbles.
Spider. Oh, oh. Video Kid, I remember you said you got the GameCube component cables. And then
Mm-hmm.
Sparrow says an icon.
It's an icon.
Oh shit. That's right, I have to change the channel to AU. That's why I have my splitter hooked up. Because,
HD CRT.
yeah, it's.
Hey, Neversoft.
Well, Neversoft developed this game.
I know. They developed lots of games, but it's always cool seeing their logo again. For some
Yeah.
reason, whenever I see their logo, I don't know. So it just gives me memories of 2000s and stuff.
I'm almost wondering, should I. I'll probably just leave the screen as is, but. Anyways, we're playing What If mode in Spider Man.
Yeah. So I like the freaking. I just realized that the freaking logo of this game looks a lot like the 90s cartoon.
Well, yeah, it's hit. This game does take influence from the 90s cartoon somewhat. Namely, in that they get some of the voice actors from the 90s cartoon back. Like, they get Doc Ock and Black Cat specifically.
Hmm.
Spider Man and Mary Jane are voiced by their actors from Spider Man Unlimited.
It's kind of
Alright,
strange.
anyways, I'm gonna enter the cheat code for What If mode. You ready?
Mm-hmm. What do you have to type in? No, that is not rainbow.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah, that's a little Easter egg. If you type in a freaking curse word, Spider Man tells you no.
No, funny rainbow. It's funny. How many curse words do they program in?
I think one curse word they missed was either hell or damn. I'm about to find out.
Well,
Ma- uh, yeah, damn is the one they missed.
eternal damnation.
Yeah, eternal damnation for missing it. Oh, they also missed hell.
It was both.
Typing in ass, that works.
Spider ass. Spider ass.
Uh,
I like how Spider-Man proclaimed that the ass was fluffy. Putting the two words together is just stupid.
Oh
That's
my
the
god, Spider Man put his own PSA in. Don't drink soda, it tastes like shit.
thing.
Radioactive spider ass. I gotta show that out. Alright, up. Alright, Spider Dick. Here, hang on a sec.
How the heck can I can't see that message? I'm a mod. It's a weird.
Alright, let's see. What if mode. Alright, I have the actual cheat for what if mode up here.
Video kid all I am games for us. Just so you know, I am games for us. So I don't know what you mean by me getting confused. Because I know all about that. Give hairs.
Alright, we got what if contest. So now, new game, easy.
Technology is the light that will cut through the darkness.
And I could probably just skip the cutscenes. The FMVs don't get modified.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so pay attention for changes.
Welcome, true believers and newcomers alike. Spider-Man co-creator Stan Lee here. Once again, we find our hero Peter Parker, better known around the world as the Amazing Spider-Man, in a heap of trouble. But this is just
it looks like the game is actually pretty loud. A little surprised.
Never saw. I don't really know too much about this game in general. I know how it looks and I know how it plays, and I know that you fight the alien, or not alien, but the freaking goopy symbiote.
The symbiotes, or as the '90s cartoon calls them, symbionts.
Symbiotes.
Use your spidey compass to get to the bank quickly.
Alright, so obviously you can tell Neversoft's name appearing was one of the changes.
Is that originally saying Oscorp or something?
No, I think it just said something else.
Isn't there a Spider-Man movie 1, like based on the Sam Raimi movie 1 game?
Yeah, there was a game based on the first Sam Raimi movie that kind of played like this. And Video Kid's asking if I got when I got triggered about robots. That was a while ago.
Robots. That was a while ago.
Oops.
So is this kind of like a new game plus kind of deal thing, or?
It's basically like a bonus mode for anybody that can figure out the cheat. Oh my god! Alright, well there's one change. Basically that's the Uatu the Watcher. Basically the guy that hosts the What If contest. Not comic. Not the contest, the comics.
So was that the guy who held up his little hand?
Yeah. Oh, and then, if you can believe it, the Human Torch being here was not in it's not in the standard game.
If you do need help, meet me at the usual spot later.
It's weird.
Yeah, the Human Torch being here is not in the standard game.
The Fantastic Four in this game prominently or no?
Only the Human Torch.
Weird.
Like, other non-Spider-Man characters that appear in this game, well, there's Captain America at the end, the Punisher briefly appears, like, in basically the last act of the game. Like, he basically helps Spider-Man track down the villain's evil lair. And in a kind of out-of-character move for the Punisher, he offers to team up, but Spider-Man says he wants to go solo. Usually it's the Punisher that wants to go solo.
Spider Spook, more like Spider Splat.
I mean, Daredevil also shows up at one point in the game.
Mm-hmm.
That's the
That's
last
cool.
one.
Then, in the sequel on PS1, you get Beast from the X-Men. And Thor is alluded to in the last level.
You know, I wonder. I know about the Insomniac Spider-Man game, how it has like the Avengers Tower and all that. But it'd be cool to see like more like non-Spider-Man, because it's heavily alluded to that there's gonna be a sequel to Spider-Man PS4.
Well, you know, the
So
Batman Arkham games kind of did the same thing, namely Arkham Knight, where it's basically full out mentioned in dialogue that the Flash and Superman exist in the Arkham universe, and yet you never actually see them.
yeah. You know, in the very first Arkham game, I really loved the like little museum Arkham area where it showed like freaking Catwoman's freaking like headgear and like whip and like the Riddler trophies and all that. I really loved that. And I don't know, for some reason I really like the feeling of the first Arkham Asylum game. Arkham City and all the other, well, mostly just Arkham City is also really cool and arguably better, but I still think my favorite Arkham game is the first one.
I mean, Arkham Asylum had that mode to bring you in, then Arkham City at least had a good plot behind it. Arkham Origins was kind of freaking more or less a glorified expansion for Arkham City, and then Arkham Knight in the story department was kind of a pretty disappointing way I see it. And not to mention the gameplay, they've put so much focus on the Batmobile that it just got monotonous.
Yeah, I saw gameplay of it. It didn't look.
Like, let's just say
That's
most
fun.
of what you're doing with the Batmobile is freaking tank battles.
Yeah, I've seen gameplay of it. It looks cool, like maybe the first few times, but it looks really annoying in like later stages and stuff.
Well, no, they make you
Also-
do a shitload of tank battles, like, later in the game.
Yeah. I know that there's also Scarecrow, like, DLC, where you're in, like, a sort of hellish dreamscape, kind of similar to the first Arkham game, but the thing that kind of sucks about it is that it's tank, that it's all you use your freaking Batmobile in all those subworlds.
Freaking stupid, but... Anyways, Jesse, that little square right there is not in the standard game. You want to see what it does?
You open it up. Is that what it does?
I gotta get out of here.
Well, what the heck? It did disco all of a sudden. He's flapping his arms like a chicken.
And the best part is, he holds this pose until you move him.
He looks like a crumpled up action figure that I'd find on the bottom of my toy box.
What the fuck? I didn't know I could re-trigger it.
Wait, you stood there for so long that you decided to do the Spidey dance once again.
Alright, let's get out of
Where he
here.
just kind of spins around. His
Yeah.
wrists are broken.
That's why he holds them out like that. He broke them. Freaking, he's like, he might be Spider-Man, that doesn't mean he can do the elegant spin.
Nope. He's spinning around so fast, he just snapped his wrists.
It's kind of like the Spider-Man Turn Off the Dark freaking Broadway show. Reportedly, the actors that have played Spider-Man that show kept breaking their limbs because of the stunt work.
It would suck to do.
Going down?
Like, it'd be fun to maybe do like once or twice or something, but like to actually go on like a whole show for like a month or something would suck.
It's funny because apparently the injuries got so numerous that freaking a local radio station did a parody of the 60s Spider-Man song, basically replacing all the lyrics by replacing all the freaking lyrics with Spider-Man breaking his appendages and everything.
Mary Jane. She is played by this girl named Meg. There she goes. She broke her leg. Just something
Oh,
stupid
God. That's kind of the thing. Like, freaking, if I remember correctly about the song, freaking... Have I played Spider-Man 2? Yes.
Need I say more?
Mind if I drop in? Oh yeah.
Kind of spooting these guys. Your little web balls.
I feel like there's supposed to be a change here, but I have to find out. Oh, wait a sec. I think I know.
Be safe.
Oh, that text in there. That's what's new. Hans was here.
Hans was here.
Yeah, Hans
is the name. Hans is the name of my dog.
And it's not Huge Hands Hans from Phineas and Ferb either.
His name was Huge Hans. His puppetry was garbage.
Start the timer on the bomb.
From King. You know, it's funny. I started quoting Eustace right there, freaking. I found out there's a Cartoon Network City bumper. Like, there's a couple of Christmas bumpers I need to use in my inevitable marathon that freaking is nothing but Christmas episodes. Literally, there is a freaking City bumper where Dexter sits on freaking Eustace's lap. Eustace is playing Santa, and freaking they pretty much do freaking Christmas Story. Freaking Dexter asks for some kind of invention. Eustace literally says word for it, "But you'll shoot your eye out, kid," and then Dexter starts crying like a baby.
Wow, that sounds amazing. I don't want to see that.
I have it in a collection.
Not this time, guys.
Wow. Speaking of marathons, apparently they're for the SpongeBob 20th anniversary thing, they were going to air all SpongeBob episodes ever, right? Like
I heard about.
They had tons of promos for it. In fact, I even saw a bunch of the promos. And do you know what ended up happening?
From what I understand, they freaking just abruptly oh, by the way, Ghost Rider riding on the buildings does not happen in the normal game, but...
Wow, that's amazing. Freaking Ghost Rider. No,
yeah, wait. Yep, there he is again.
There he is.
But yeah, anyways... I think, from what I heard, what ended up happening was that they just abruptly stopped the marathon for no reason.
Yeah, they got up to, like... It was going fine for, like, the first few seasons. Like, they got pretty far. Like, maybe, like, in the middle of Season 4. And you know what's really weird? On, like, the broadcasting, like, kind of, like, menu... Like, say if you go on... Like, if you hit guide and you're looking through the guide, it would still say SpongeBob, right?
Yeah.
But then you'd click on it, and then it would be freaking TMNT or something.
Yeah.
Like, it just had completely wrong. It just made no sense. And see, I actually saw that firsthand, too.
Wow.
Before the news was spreading about it just being dead for no reason.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I just thought that was very weird. Also, I recently saw the freaking... There were 2 SpongeBob episodes from the first 3 seasons that I actually never saw when I was a kid. I didn't see them until much later, and that was one, the Valentine's Day episode, the Heart on Stick Must Die.
Heart on Stick Must Die?
Yeah, I did not see that episode until I was like 14, 15. So like only a year before I met you guys. That was...
Wow.
How recent. And
Hard stick must die.
I think I saw that during Valentine's, like randomly on TV, which I was like, wait, is this an episode I somehow never seen? I didn't even know that episode existed.
I think out of all the season 1 episodes, I think the one episode that took me the longest to actually see was Karate Choppers.
Oh, when SpongeBob and Sandy are messing around with karate, but mess up with the Krusty Krab and all that.
And then Krabs threatens to fire SpongeBob if he catches him doing the karate.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, like for some reason, I never actually saw that episode until frickin'... Somehow I just never saw that episode until I got the Season 1 DVD. All the other episodes I saw on TV at least once or through individual DVDs and VHS tapes I got. And meanwhile, Sparrow's talking about how he has Eustace in his Fire Pro Wrestling League. Alright, listen to this. Scorpion just went The Shining.
Freaking wow. I had to turn on my volume in the stream for that. It's amazing. But freaking,
Video Kid, do you know about the Wet Painter's Krusty Krab training video incident at the end of the episode? The mistake.
Oh.
Yeah, let's see if he knows it.
Yeah, I actually saw the Nun thing live. Or, I think is that what it was? Nun or no? I saw a SpongeBob error message live, and it was for the freaking Who Bob What Pants. So...
Oh, by the way, this huge Spider-Man blimp you see... Oh, fuck. That huge Spider-Man blimp you see, frickin' is not... It's not in the main game. Literally, in fact, you know what you can do? You don't even have to play this level. Look what you can do.
Can you just use it to freaking skip past the level?
This level at least.
Wow.
Oh my god, if you looked closely, you see the Silver Surfer speed by.
Wow. Oh, I saw him. Freaking, that's amazing.
You still have to survive.
Wait, are you on top of the blimp?
Yeah,
looks like you're riding on top of the Nickelodeon movies blimp in the freaking hell.
Uh-huh. But those are underwater bubbles, not a blimp.
No, that happens at the very end, but at the very beginning of it, it looks like a kaleidoscope, and I think it has 4 orange blimps. Freaking this helicopter really does not like you.
Nope. Well, basically the story of this is that Spider-Man was framed for stealing technology he didn't steal, and that's why the police are trying to freaking murder him right now.
It seems a little freaking...
Yeah, and then here's the freaking... And then here's a freaking level that has freaking hindsight to it.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I would like to see this level get made. If this game took an extra year to make, yeah, I'd like to see this level get made.
Freaking this building that you're claiming. It's almost as if you're freaking playing as one of the citizens in like a Rampage game. Just a singular citizen. The building kind of looks like a freaking Rampage building.
Yeah, Video Kid, you're not that far off. In fact, you would think it was the chameleon that freaking framed Spider-Man, but in actuality it was Mysterio.
Usually with the, I'm pretty sure Chameleon was one of the first ever villains for Spider-Man.
Well, yeah, I
The
believe the
freaking
Chameleon was was pretty much the first ever Spider-Man villain. And,
yeah.
like, because of the 90s cartoon, I always associate Chameleon as the villain that would disguise himself as frickin' other characters, but in this game, it's Mysterio that frickin' frames Spider-Man.
Usually in like shows and lots of comics, but it's like always the Scorpion and the Chameleon specifically that always like try and frame and trick Spider-Man. Like Mysterio is more like trickery and stuff, like messing with Spider-Man, almost like how Scarecrow does in Arkham. But wait,
Are you hearing what what the game just did? Basically, the freaking guy in the helicopter decided to sing Flight of the Valkyrie.
Major survivor. Ivan Drago. I'm a root for Ivan Drago because I recently just saw Rocky. Taking, what was it? God damn it, my mind is split. Oh, the other SpongeBob episode that I never got to see was the Christmas episode one. And I've only watched that episode like twice. But the second time I saw it was real recently. And I think the way the freaking song in that episode starts up is really, really funny.
Wow.
Because freaking SpongeBob and Patrick are trying to get a Christmas tree by chopping down this random coral by Squidward's house. Like that holiday, holiday. And then Squidward just like, sounds like someone's chopping my old carol tree. SpongeBob, Patrick, why'd you do this to me?
Uh-huh.
Why did you do this? It was really funny.
I thought that was gonna say Iron Man construction, not iron work. Oh, and look how Spider-Man crawls here.
I'm surprised with the what if it doesn't say Iron Man.
Funny thing is, I don't think either of the PS1 games allude to Iron Man, but I'm not sure.
Well, I really like the way this game looks stylistically with its like city hues and all that.
Oh, suicide by accident.
He went spider sploot.
Off screen, of course, because of distance fog. You know, this is one of the only games that well, I explained in the review I made for the game that I don't exactly understand why they put the fog in. Like, literally, at one point, Mysterio claims that the fog was to prepare the entire city's population for symbiosis. But I don't exactly get how the fog is supposed to help in doing that, other than I guess the only explanation is that, oh, the fog is meant to make the symbiotes invisible to the population, but it's like, why freaking do that out of nowhere when you're gonna make the public suspicious?
Yeah.
Like, I don't get it. Video Kid says, what cables am I using? I'm just using standard composite cables. Like, I don't have any fancy cables or anything.
I don't know, Shnick. Maybe there's just like a weird wave of energy or something that went over New York and it just had green smog everywhere, specifically for this game.
No, the fog was put out intentionally by machines that were made by Doc Ock and Carnage.
Wait, so it actually is just green and smoggy everywhere. Like that's not just
No,
style.
the
It's like how
color of
it's
the
supposed to
fog
be.
changes by what time of day it is. It's like green in the morning, it's it's like yellow during the afternoon, and then blue at night.
Well,
Meanwhile, Joker and Smash keep spamming "this game sucks." Exactly why do I have to read that comment being posted over and over again?
incredible games on PS2. I saw a tiny bit. It's incredible games on PS. No, I only saw the Xbox version. Never mind.
The Xbox version, you know, if Disney actually made the Xbox version backwards compatible with, like, the Xbox Scorpio when it comes out, we have a chance of getting the because the thing is, the PS2 and GameCube versions had a freaking unlockable horde mode where you just fight through gauntlets of enemies. For some stupid reason, it was DLC on the Xbox version.
Yeah.
But it's funny.
Really weird.
You're sorry for spamming? Apology accepted. Alright, but... So, anyways, freaking, what happened is... So, right for the final update to backwards compatibility on Xbox One, while they get to work on improving it for the Scorpio...
Rhino's on a rampage over at Omnitech as well.
Yeah, it's a Scorpio, so... Basically, they made it to where a lot of original Xbox games now have their DLC by default. Like, the Splinter Cell games, Star Wars Battlefront 2... Freaking, their DLC is now officially available to use for the first time in nearly 10 years.
Wow. So it's pretty good. So some games just kind of get a lot more. Is that 20X Pro Skater 2 being advertised on the side of that?
Yes, it was. Sorry for clicking out of it.
Wow.
In fact, I think it's supposed to reference how Spider-Man has a hidden guest character in freaking Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2.
Wow. Also, Black Cat's design is really weird to me. I'm more used to a different design, like where she has like a mask on.
Yeah, I think this is the only design she has where she doesn't wear a mask.
Yeah, I'm more used to her like silver hair, black suit,
but
and like black
Video
mask.
Kids asking about Sewer Showdown. I don't remember, sadly I don't remember too much about the level. If I remember correctly, it was the freaking fighting the ogre robot. I think you just have to freaking, all I can say is just dodge shit and freaking hit the machines fast. That's best I can remember.
The freaking Rhino in this game almost has a dumber face than the one in the 60s cartoon.
Well, it's PS1. I guess technically everybody has a dumb face because of that, but... Okay. Oh!
Everyone looks mushy, but... I want to see if I could find that face, because I love that freaking stupid face the Rhino makes. I have it screenshotted. Find it.
Jesus. I mean, in my Let's Play of robots, I did call that robot a freaking... I basically did compare the robot to Shrek.
Hey, that is expensive equipment.
Oh my god, there was so much stupid images.
Charge out of that?
Where the heck is it?
Ooh, shocking.
Oh, this is like trying to find a new one. You suck. Okay, yeah, it can't be. It has to be.
Well, Rhino's dead.
Well, the Rhino is deado.
Do I remember Shrek on Xbox? Yeah, I remember it very well.
It haunts everyone to this day.
Probably Brandon remembers it more than I do.
Freaking Brandon.
He went out of his way to 100% it. I would not have dared.
I was almost in the last video, or second to last video, checking on Brandon's. I was almost in that LP, but I just wasn't.
Wow. Anyways, I think I know one change in this level. Oh, never mind. Iron Man, right there.
There he is. There it is.
Gotta keep moving.
Anyways, I think I know where the change is. Frickin'. Oh my god, Spider Dick. Spider Dick!
Gotta keep up.
I think my dog's asleep. I hear him snoring.
My dog makes weird noises when he sleeps.
Quit slacking, boy.
Everyone in this game just looks very soft-like, which isn't very PlayStation-y. Like, I always just... Like, this game looks a lot more N64-ish than PlayStation-y to me.
By the way, the audio you're gonna hear is What If mode.
Hey, that's the
Alright.
locker room, Venom.
This is a private spot.
I mean, I remember it having trouble on this level.
Put a towel on.
Yeah, in the
Yeah.
in the standard game, you mostly hear freaking screams during this part.
Nice biceps.
I can't really hear it all that well. Mainly because I'm on,
Oh my
mobile.
god, I didn't actually run into the freaking glitch.
There's a glitch.
Yeah, basically when you come out of the building, there's a chance that Spider-Man will forget he has to swing out of the building. Instead, he clings to the wall and tries to climb up the wall, but can't.
Can't lose him.
What? So you just get
So basically,
soft-locked?
you get fucked up, and there's a chance for Venom to get away if you don't freaking correct yourself fast enough.
It's dumb.
I think the glitch is removed from the Dreamcast and N64 versions, but I'm not certain.
If you want to fight, follow me.
Whoa.
And,
His eyes.
Weird
you know,
The freaking... That's so freaking cartoonish, the freaking hole he makes in the freaking sign.
Yeah, by the way, the noise... Getting grabbed by Venom is the freaking What If mode stuff in this level.
Whoa.
Hang on. Alright, not yet.
Spidey, where are you?
Do you have webs on your hand?
Yeah, you can up your damage that way.
Not too far.
Oh!
Freaking... Okay. That makes sense in a video gamey way, but not at all in real life. That makes zero sense. Wow, he just freaking choke grabbed you from afar.
Oh, I want him to grab me. Venom, grab me! Oh, there we go.
Stop! Stop! It tickles! Oh, no, wait, hold on. Okay, wait, do it again, do it again.
Stop it, tickles.
Obviously, he doesn't react that way in the standard game.
Spidey, where are you?
Ridiculous. Freaking Spider-Man web brass knuckles. It's ridiculous to me.
I guess you could say that's what Venom's doing.
Freaking live chat. Oh, Pokesaurus.
Yeah.
Laying down on the job, Parker.
Spider-powered superhero and
Symbiote freak. can run, Venom, but you can't hide.
Whoa, the freaking ground texture with the water looks really weird on my eyes. Whoa, oh, the Spidey sense freaking effect. It's really weird.
Yeah, that's how it is in this game.
This level is giving me some Spider-Man 3 vibes.
Ah.
Right. Something about a Spider-Man game having bottomless pits is funny to me. It makes sense in the style of this game, but
Symbiote freak. You can run, Venom, but you can't hide. Those things.
me.
Christmas.
This is giving me a lot of freaking Spider-Man 3 vibes with the underground sewer-esque things and then the freaking lizards things running around.
Oops.
I only played the Wii version of that game. I rewatched the video of the Wii version of that game. It has not aged well, in my opinion.
The 360. I'd say the 360 version has aged better.
Yeah, the freaking Wii version. I don't know.
There's a point when I wanted the freaking Wii and PS2 version on the PSP because that does actually exist. And then weirdly, my dad couldn't get me the game when I wanted because turned out the PSP version was not launching for like another freaking 3 to 4 months afterward.
Wah.
Open this door.
Who is it?
Yeah, it's a game I played most of Spider-Man 3 for the Wii, so. I also played this one, I think it was Spider-Man Friend or Foe on the freaking DS. And I almost got Shattered Dimensions, but I never did.
I mean, Shattered Dimensions. I have Shattered Dimensions and Edge of Time on PS3.
I remember seeing both those games in the freaking Walmart, or not Walmart, freaking Kmart behind the glass thing where you had to talk to employees to unlock it for you. Get it? Target swing.
You know, in kid mode, you just completely skip past this part.
Wow.
Yeah, there literally is Babby mode called kid mode.
Babby Spider. It doesn't seem like that hard of a concept to understand. Wait, how is the swinging even making sense in this? Oh wait, no, it does. It just looks weird. Okay. The camera's a little weird, but other than that, it looks fine.
Well, that's par for the course for PS1 games. The lots of game developers couldn't exactly figure out how to get the camera working, right?
I mean, it is early 3D, so.
Yeah.
Fighting these freaking Battletoads over here.
And then we have the subway. Oh, I think freaking Venom's gonna be doing another freaking reference that's on What If mode only. It's like... bonus points to anybody who gets this reference that Venom's doing.
I'm gonna turn up my media.
I'm wondering if I'm the only one that knows what he's referencing.
I can't really hear it that well because I'm on mobile Skype, so
Oh.
your Skype audio kind of drowns out the media audio. Plus, just the way the stream's audio is layered, so. But I could hear him kind of crunchily talking. Freaking spider shield.
Yeah, this is what what I usually do to freaking survive this level.
Wow. It's very cheesy. Imagine if this is what he did in Spider-Man 2 in the movie to fight against Doc Ock.
Uh-huh.
He just summons his shield around him and just blows it up like 8 times and Doc Ock can't touch him.
Well, anyways, basically the movie that Venom was referencing was Speed.
Speed? I think I seen like it in $5 DVD bins. Also, that's my headphones dying.
Oh, no.
Well, I'm surprised that this kind of style of Spider-Man games weren't really kind of only stayed in this era. Like you'd think like the DS game would be, or like DS games or something like this would be more of this style, but there isn't really anything like this game.
Well,
Other
the thing,
than the
well, it
movie
did
one.
get, well, there was a direct sequel on the PS1. Then the first movie game followed this game style, and then the last time this game style appeared was in the PSP version of Spider-Man 2.
Yeah, I just find it weird that it wasn't used in like the DS games, and the DS games have their own like really weird side-scrolly thing.
Yeah. I mean, well, here's the thing. So, we all know Spider-Man 2 is like a big open world game. Well, the PSP version simply reused the engine from the first Spider-Man PS2 game and made a game based on Spider-Man 2 around that.
Wow.
I actually played the PSP version through an emulator, and it's, well, if you like, and the thing is, if you like the PS2 version of the first game, then it's not bad. Oh, and by the way, you know the Xbox version of the first Spider-Man freaking has exclusive content?
Really? What did it have?
It has a whole set of levels centered around Kraven the Hunter in the story. The PS2 and GameCube versions just don't have them.
I know that did Kraven the Hunter appear in freaking the Spider-Man 3 game?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, I know in the Wii version he appeared in the sewers when they're going to fight freaking Dr. Connors because he's turning into the lizard.
Yeah.
Freaking Kraven the Hunter's weird.
Well, here's the... I know the Spider-Man 3 game did have some differences in villains between the versions. Like, for instance, the Wii version had... the exclusive villain in the Wii version was Morbius. Whereas the 360 version had Scorpion, Rhino, and the Kingpin.
Yeah, I probably want to play the 360 game one day. That's weird. I had a really weird like dream once that there was a PS3 version of Spider-Man 3.
There is a PS3 version of Spider-Man 3.
Yeah, but see, the thing about it was the way it was just in my dream just looked really weird. Like, the way I envisioned it in my dream was that all 3 games were completely different in style. Like, the Wii game was one thing, and the 360 was one thing, and then the PS3 version was, like, really different for some reason.
While in real life, the PS3 version's the same as the 360 version.
Yeah. I like the 360
Oh my
version.
god! Oh my god! Look what's in the water! Where is it?
They're a rubber ducky.
It was a freaking rubber ducky.
Goodbye. It gets flushed away.
Now I feel sad.
I told you to flush Gary down the toilet.
Oh my god, you had to remind me of that. Now I don't feel sad, I just feel cringed.
There you go, the freaking rubber ducky.
Now I feel sad again. I don't know what it is. Rubber duckies are like an image of innocence to me.
In Pikmin 2, there's a really stupid gag they did where there's one rubber ducky and then there's another rubber ducky. There's two rubber duckies that you get in game. Picking headphones, and they both look virtually the same, right?
Yeah.
But one freaking is described as, like, in the in-game description, being described as like a beautiful, like, swan, like, image of pure innocence and all that, and then the other one is being described as super ugly and like garbage to look at, or whatever.
What?
Even though, like,
So one of them was just the ogre's habitat?
yeah, one was the ugly freaking duckling, and one was just freaking a swan for some reason, even though they both just look virtually the same. I think there's also one with like a duck head, where it's called like Paradox or something in Europe, because it could either be like a duck head or like a weird rabbit. Or these are really large vents. I'm just gonna say this outright.
Oh, what?
Those were really large vents Spider-Man went through.
I know. Ugh.
Yeah, I don't know what it is, but freaking every time I drink freaking cream soda recently, I just get extremely exhausted. I think it just might be that the cream soda is just really bad for me, because we have like this off-brand freaking soda, and whenever I drink it, I either get a headache or I just feel really tired. But see, the thing is that I really like cream soda, so it just sucks.
And I don't like cream soda. I mean, my sister compared the butterbeer at Universal Studios to cream soda, and I liked that, but I honestly don't see the difference.
I heard that butterbeer just tasted really, like, sweet.
It did.
But I have no idea what it tastes like.
It did taste sweet.
But I can't have stuff that's overly sweet. Because
Yeah.
for me, I just feel like once it gets past a certain limit, it's just gross for me. I don't know how to explain it.
I mean, I feel like I have a limit.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess I have a higher limit. I don't know.
Like me, I usually don't eat frosting on most stuff, so my limit's pretty low.
Yeah, frosting is... Oh, shit.
Looks like I better time this right.
I'm getting spewed on. This freaking camera angle reminds me of the freaking Nemo game in that one area.
Oh! Okay, I'm waiting for... Oh, there goes the water.
Run.
It's not a rent-free country. You'll get your rent when you fix this damn door.
Get your rent. Fix this damn door. Freaking, there's a really funny coincidence on Twitter. Someone posted a clip of freaking Mr. Dinkovich, and then right above it was some freaking news article about freaking rent in California or something. It was really funny.
Oh my god.
Like completely coincidental. Mr. Dinkovich.
What, Douglas? Give me rent.
Hold the The freaking Mr. Dink instead of Mr. Ditkovich was the freaking rent guy.
Well, the main reason why he's called Mr. Ditkovich is because it's meant to be referencing Steve Ditko, one of the creators of Spider-Man.
I'm already at full health.
One thing that was a bit unfortunate is that, well, Steve Ditko also died last year, like how Stan Lee did. But I mean, it could be because Ditko didn't exactly like living a public life. But his death got very little publicity.
Well,
I didn't even know he had passed until after Stan Lee had passed.
me neither.
At least I don't think I did.
He is good boy.
Oh, God.
This is outrageous. It's unfair. This isn't a free country, you know.
Give me rent.
Give me rent.
Where are you?
Freaking, I still think the freaking dumbest scene of freaking Mr. Ditkovich is when it's like something like after Peter lost his powers and he's feeling like really depressed or something in Spider-Man 2. And he literally goes to he wakes up and he's really sad and he tries to go to the bathroom. And Mr. Ditkovich runs in with the tower, slams the door in his face, and slowly opens it and just goes, "Rent?" It's super freaking obnoxious. It's amazing.
Wow.
I'm not sure if that was cut in the original, but I watched Spider-Man 2.1, so.
Yeah, I'm wondering
Extended.
what clips are Oh, shit, I nearly died again.
I know the train scene is extended. I know, like, there's like 2 extra sections of it. I see why it was cut down because it's a bit ridiculous, the full thing. Because
Well,
freaking Spider-Man gets thrown off the train like 3 times and comes back. When in the movie he only gets thrown off once, I'm pretty sure.
well, you know, I remember, like, last year, I think I brought up the editor's cut of Spider-Man 3 that was made very recently. Like, it has some minor changes to, like... Well, for one thing, one of the most controversial scenes of the original movie was that literally the reason why freaking Harry Osborn decides to help Spider-Man is because his butler comes right out of nowhere and tells him that freaking Spider-Man didn't kill his dad. When he waited 2 whole movies to tell him that.
Yeah, literally in Spider-Man 3, he walks up and he's just like, "Your dad died to his own whatever."
His own glider. Well, the editor's cut actually completely gets rid of that scene. And more or less, like, they replace it with a scene of, like, freaking, after, like, freaking Harry kicks Spider-Man out, he kind of just wanders around his penthouse, and then he looks at a photo of him, freaking Spider-Man and Mary Jane in their high school years, and he kind of just laments about how much has changed, like, since then. And then more or less he agrees to help Spider-Man just out of respect for those days. I remember when I first described it, you said it sounded weird. What do you think of it now? Or is Jesse in the realm of Richard?
Ooh, look at the big brain on Spidey.
Uh-oh.
There. That's the last switch.
Oh, your headphones died? You're not sure? Yeah, I can't hear you right now. Oh, now I can. I think. You there? I hear something.
Come back here, Venom!
You there? I hear you moving, but then I can't hear you talking.
Freaking okay. There, I'm back. My headphones are plugged in now, rather than just wired. Freaking
Mary Jane.
the in speaker of my phone is garbage. It's like I have no idea what's wrong with it.
Well, did you hear everything I said?
Yeah, I heard everything you said.
So what do you think now?
I still think it's a little weird, but I guess it doesn't feel as forced as the original movie, the original cut. Because the original cut makes it just like all of a sudden out of nowhere, and it just seems kind of stupid. But in the editor's version, it just kind of seems like he did it out of his own deed. So.
Already at full health.
I'm not sure how much longer I could stay because my sleep schedule, I haven't been staying up
I could
as
stop
usually.
after the... I could stop after the boss fight, if you'd like.
Alright. Yeah, after the boss, it'd probably be best because my sleep schedule has been adjusting more and more for school. I've been getting really, really tired at like these types of times.
Yeah.
Which is good, so.
I mean, when I get back to work, I'm gonna have to start getting up early.
Yeah, I've been waking up at times like 4 a.m. and sleeping at like times like 10 p.m. So, which is preferable for me. Yeah, it starts school up real soon. Only a few more weeks, like probably like three weeks or something before I'm back in. It really sucks for me. Trying to get that school stress, so.
Yeah.
Do it again.
Yeah, Venom.
Alright, I found... What a funny story, Mark.
Smaller spider.
I already died once. I cannot die twice.
Alright,
Who says that? Is that from Metal Gear Solid 2? I think that's what I was saying. Freaking Metal Gear Solid 2.
What were you saying from Metal Gear Solid 2?
I was quoting freaking the vampire dude. Does something like, I died twice, or something weird like that. Freaking vamp.
Oh.
The guy who runs on water and up the thing.
Alright, let me demonstrate change real quick. Ready? Freaking Mary Jane yells at you if you turn off if you turn on the switch by accident.
Turn off the switch.
Well, no.
Wow.
No, in the standard game, she's just, the switch! Turn off the switch! In this, she's like, the switch, you idiot! Turn off the switch!
Wow.
Stop! It tickles!
Speaking, isn't there a similar situation to this in Spectacular Spider-Man, the TV show, except instead with Venom, it's with Doc Ock?
Maybe.
I swear, there's an episode where there's flooding happening.
I only briefly... with Spectacular Spider-Man, I did watch it a little bit when it was airing, and I remembered liking it. Like, specifically, I remember there was an episode where Rhino was looking for Spider-Man looking for Peter Parker specifically, and Jameson was defending him. Wait a minute! Oh my god! I fucked up. I fucked up. Oh. Tank is full. Leveled failed. Oh, fuck. I fucked up.
Where?
Oh, no.
You drowned.
Alright.
Freaking...
There she goes.
Yeah. I saw probably like half of the entire show.
The entire first season can be watched free with ads on Vudu. Fucking...
Yes. I like the symbiote story arc in Spectacular a lot.
Yeah. I mean, I'd say the 90s cartoon handles it
bits.
pretty well, too.
I think the 90s cartoon and Spectacular have the best symbiote arcs.
I mean, the 90s cartoon gets a little bit over-dramatic with the acting, but it still handles it well.
Shocker!
Get back here, Shocker! Shocker! I'll chase you to the end of the earth!
I'll chase you to the end of the earth! Making it stupid.
And freaking some people that don't like the 90s Spider-Man cartoon use that scene as an example why they think the X-Men cartoon is better. Except the X-Men cartoon has a scene kind of just like it.
Yeah.
Spider-Man, oh help me!
Freaking... all shows have something ridiculous in them, but...
Well, yeah, like, specifically, there's this one guy that finds out that Sabretooth is his father. He literally goes, "You are not my father! You are not my father!" Like, screaming like a freaking crazy person. Like, it's in the stupid kind of way.
Wow.
And
Freaking, I just... For some reason in my head, I imagined freaking him doing the freaking pose like Angry Grandpa with the freaking poor man's lasagna on the ground, just ah, ah,
It tickles.
oh my god. Alright, Venom's dead. I win. So... But yeah, like, I don't watch Nostalgia Critic anymore. Like, the Channel Awesome controversy kind of turned me off from it. Kind of made me look back and realize that I didn't really like his newer videos much anyway. And freaking one opinion of his that I never got, he fucking loves the X-Men cartoon to death, and yet he treats the 90s Spider-Man cartoon like it's the worst thing ever. And he never really explained why.
It's kind of weird. He has lots of stuff like that, where some of the stuff he doesn't like, it just kind of doesn't do it. The Doug reviews, some of the newer Nostalgia Critics I don't watch, but the Doug reviews I find are fine, and the Disney Sembers marathons that he does, still are in the style of the old Nostalgia Critic videos with no skits or anything, so...
Yeah, I mean, but then there's people that don't like the Disney Sember videos because Doug does sometimes get facts wrong, and, like, yeah, he actually does. I mean, thankfully, unlike most YouTubers out there, if he makes a mistake, he actually will at least correct it.
Mm.
In, usually in the description of the video, but...
Yeah. Yeah, the newest batch of Disney Sembers was the ones that I saw recently. I'm not sure if those are the ones with the facts wrong or anything.
I mean, I haven't seen any.
Sure.
I haven't really seen anything he's done recently, just mostly because of a lack of interest.
I'm kind of like that. The bunch of YouTubers I just don't watch, and then I get And then I'm like, oh yeah, I wonder what they're up to, and then I'll check out some of their stuff, and if I don't like it, then I'll just stop. That's
I
kind of how I
mean,
am.
I
That's
gave up
also,
watching Angry Joe a while ago because I just lost interest in Angry Joe.
I don't really. I've seen a few Angry Joe, like angry reviews and stuff like that, but like, I don't know. I'm not sure if the content necessarily for me.
Yeah, and then, I don't know, like, I mean, you have me, freaking, there's only like a handful of people on YouTube I'll still watch.
A lot of the stuff I see on YouTube are news related or just people who play recent Switch games like Mario Maker 2 and stuff like that, or Smash related content. So that's pretty much just what I watch. Brandon and Adam just kind of watch whatever. So
Yeah, they'll watch whatever, but then you have me, like, freaking, the only videos I'm guaranteed to watch are freaking, well, you have Dark Lord Shadow, you have Cinematic Excrement to an extent, you also have Mysterious Mr. Renter, but I kind of don't like his cynical outlook on things.
freaking. I used to watch lots of cynical stuff, but eventually it just kind of got tiring. I kind of really
Well,
don't like the cynical kind of attitude towards stuff anymore. I understand why people have it, but I just feel like one, it's oversaturated, and two, I feel like I'm more of a person who likes to see the positive things and stuff rather than focusing on like
well, yeah,
the negative stuff.
like freaking Mr. Renter makes a video about why he's not going to review the Camp Coral spin-off of SpongeBob, and more or less he flat out says in the video that he believes the animation industry in the Western world is fucked beyond all belief, and he pretty much flat out says he does not think it's ever going to get better.
Yeah, it's kind of ridiculous.
Well,
It's a
yeah,
little
like
over
freaking.
dramatic.
I mean, of course, you have Eastern animation, like from like anime from Japan, where it's just not only still going, but it's thriving.
Mm. I
And
think I don't
honestly,
know. I think because like how we kind of are right now, at least how I think we all kind of are, is that we just kind of don't really agree with what the Western area is kind of doing, but you don't think that it's dead or anything. Like saying like the people who are saying like the companies are just trying to move on the internet, like TV is dead. Like that's ridiculous. It's not dead.
yeah, like freaking. I'll say this much: there's still good animated stuff that comes out nowadays. Like freaking, you have Castlevania on Netflix. Like freaking, you had Voltron for a while. You had freaking. Freaking Young Justice is going on DC Universe, so there's that going on, and then freaking there's still good stuff
There's
every now and then, and
Doghouse.
even though freaking art styles and stuff like that I got a problem with, thing is, anytime something goes through a dark age, freaking usually 9 times out of 10 it comes out of it. Like, very, very rarely does something go so far that it will never recover. Like, TV animation was pretty much a laughing stock during the freaking 70s and all the way up to like the mid 80s. And even then, even when it started to get good again, like in the late 80s, it never really bounced back fully until the mid 90s.
Yeah, it was ridiculous. Like 70s was like a really bad year, for just animation in general.
Mm hmm. Well, mostly because it was just schlop made by Filmation and Hanna-Barbera.
Yeah, mostly like Hanna-Barbera, because just how many freaking copy paste they have and really dumb characters and just really poor animation in general.
Mm-hmm. I mean, at the very least, like with some of their early stuff, like Flintstones, Scooby Doo, Jetsons, and the likes, the limited animation at least had enough effort and kind of a charm to it. But then when they started making all the shameless rip-offs and everything,
It was just tiring.
mm-hmm. But yeah, I
Like,
don't.
I mean, even look at like time, like eras like in early 2010s, I'd say, where Cartoon Network wasn't even freaking airing cartoons. They were doing like their weird live action stuff. And where there was literally a time where literally the only real good stuff to watch was like Phineas and Ferb, and that was it.
Yeah.
But then Cartoon Network kind of had the Renaissance and the whole thing. I mean, I know you don't really like the shows like Adventure Time or like regular show and all those,
I'll respect
but
Adventure Time and regular show for what they did for Cartoon Network back then. But then, freaking, it's it's kind of sad, really, that Cartoon Network went through such a huge renaissance only to have Teen Titans Go have it come crashing down.
yeah.
I mean, say what you will about Teen Titans Go, but now, I'd say the big problem with animated shows nowadays is that, like, back in the 90s and 2000s, like, in my marathons, I split everything into, like, action and comedy, kind of.
Mm-hmm.
Like, in the 90s and 2000s, you had a pretty good mixture of action and comedy. Shows airing on TV. Like, freaking
there's
even...
always lots of...
Like, I'd say of course Nickelodeon kind of focused more on the comedy side of things, but you'd still get action shows like Danny Phantom and Avatar. And then but then nowadays, pretty much everything has to be not only a comedy, but a stupid comedy. Where it's all about freaking internet memes and shit. Internet memes, freaking trying to be hip and cool with the dude bro generation. Like, even the few action shows you get are freaking parodies.
Yeah. Like, I don't know. It's like they don't want to try to do something. They don't want to try with the freaking, or like go out there and try and be risky with the way they're doing.
I don't know. I guess, like, literally, there's so many shows nowadays that freaking copy the premise of Gravity Falls, I've found. It's all about playing it safe, and for some reason people just eat it up.
Yeah.
I guess it's good that they think it's good, but I don't.
I mean, as long as... Well, we, as like a group, don't really necessarily agree with the way animation is going. At least it's not dying. Like, at least it's not so bad to where everyone dislikes it, and it's, like, so bad to where it's just, like, garbage. Like, what, for some reason, Mysterious Mr. Enter thinks that it's just so bad for some reason.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's more so just our opinion that we just don't like, modern shows like Steven Universe and stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, thankfully with the project I've made, I've been able to basically dig up tons of shows from the 90s and 2000s mostly, with maybe a couple from before that, and even some from the 2010s that I do like. I've just been able to dig them up, put them all in one place.
Mm-hmm. The show that I thought was pretty decent, but it was kind of unfortunate, was Wonder Over Yonder, if you've ever heard of that.
I know about that one.
I saw a bit of it. It's interesting, because it had a unique style to it, and each episode was pretty unique in its premises, because it was in space, and it's kind of ridiculous, but...
Wow.
I'm not sure how much you'd like it.
Wow.
Yeah, the last stuff that I'd really seen was stuff in your marathons.
Yeah.
Honestly, if there was stuff that I'd ever just watch by myself, it'd probably just be shows from your marathons anyways, so...
Wow.
So, unless new stuff ends up coming out that I'd be interested in. Which right now there hasn't really been any notable things.
Mm-hmm.
And now I'm getting pretty tired now. So.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna end this, so... Alright, well, I might continue this another time, or next time. maybe next time I'm in a call with Jesse, or if I just decide to finish it at one point, because we don't got much of the game left, so. But yeah, see everybody later.
Or